What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bobby Suarez Show. Today, I have the pleasure of having a guest that's a great friend of mine. His name is Antonio Sustiel. Antonio is the founder and CEO of the Flooring King. I recently saw in another video that he actually sells more wood floors than Lowe's and Home Depot combined. And not only that, he was also on a show on CNBC called Blue Collar Millionaire, right?
That's right. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Antonio, let's jump right in. Can you tell us how you got started in your journey of entrepreneurship and business?
Absolutely. At 1990, I landed in the United States. I came from Israel. I just finished the military in Israel. I landed in the United States with $400 in my pocket.
Okay.
I landed in the Fort Lauderdale airport. I had no place to stay, no car to drive, pretty much nowhere to go and pretty much no future. But I landed here. And through hard work and a lot of dedication and a lot of self-esteem and self-belief, I ended up building one of the largest flooring companies in the world.
Wow, that's incredible. And did you originally get into the flooring business, or were you in another business?
No, I was actually in the first few years of my business, I was in a fragrance business. I used to sell perfumes.
Okay.
We used to wake up super early in the morning, go to the flea market, go to the Sunrise flea market, to Opaloka flea market. Start at 4:30 in the morning, open a table with some perfumes, selling $200 a day, $300 a day. So the first 3 years of my journey, I was selling perfumes in the flea market, build a little cash flow, and then end up opening a store in downtown Miami. That store ran for about a year. We did very well. 6 years later, we had 7 stores in downtown Miami. And 10 years later, I sold my business for the first time. When I was 35 years old, I sold my business for $3.5 million. So
Nice.
pretty much retired when I was 35 years old. For the first time.
Love that. And then that's when you transition into the flooring business.
Correct.
Which now, for everybody that's hearing, it's a huge business.
It's a big business. Flooring King is a great business. It's a big business, and we do good things right now. Yeah.
How many states are you guys in right now?
Right now, we pretty much play all over the country. So we have business in 52 states. We do business actually worldwide with Europe, with South America. Okay. But we are now growing to be probably the largest flooring company in the country. And eventually, when we can probably end up in Europe also. But right now we are on paper, we are the largest flooring company in the country, but we are building now because there's some challenges, but eventually I think it's going to happen.
Very nice. And do you have franchises, people paying you for franchises, or are you 100% owner on all?
I'm the owner of the company. Right now we do what we call a purchasing agreement. So people see our businesses, they like to be a part of it. Not to get into the franchise business because franchise is a little complicated and I don't want to start promising stuff to people that I cannot deliver. So we are doing a purchasing agreement with people. For $150,000, they can get a Flooring King sign, they can get a showroom. We teach them how to sell flooring, how to buy flooring, where to advertise. And we already have a couple of them up and running and they're doing very well.
Very good. Very good. I know we were talking offline here and you have a lifestyle business. You mentioned you only work a few hours a day. You live on a house on the water. You have boats. How do you manage? How are you able to do that, having such a huge, big, massive business?
You know, at the beginning the first 20 years, we put a lot of hard work. So the first 20 years, all you do is work hard and build a big system, build a really big business. But eventually, when your business is growing and you got to a point that you don't need to work too hard, you're just delegating, you hire the right people. So you can distance yourself a little bit from the business. So at the beginning, it wasn't too many cars and it wasn't too many boats and the big houses. It was just working hard and making a lot of money. But now that the business is big, I hired the right people. I pay big money to have big management taking care of my stuff. So the bigger it grows, the less I'm working, basically.
Okay. How big is your team nowadays?
We have a team of about 100 people. So around me, I got 10 people, but nationwide, we have some subcontractors and some people I do business, but overall about 100.
Okay. So like I had mentioned before, Antonio, he works only a few hours a day. What are your hobbies? What does Antonio like doing?
A lot of things. I'm a big skateboarder. I've been skating since I'm 12 years old, so I have a collective of skateboard. I buy skateboards all over the world, actually. Wow. So I'm still skating. We do paddleboard right now. We do a lot of tennis. My wife and I play tennis a lot. I'm getting back into surfing, which is something I used to do many years ago, but I gained a little bit of weight, so I can't really do the same thing I used to do many years ago. And one of my biggest hobbies, I will say, really was racing boats. I was racing boats in my early 30s. I stopped to stop taking risks, but now I'm getting into racing boats. So this is one thing I want to continue doing.
What type of boats were you racing?
I was racing skaters and cigarettes and outer limits and skating between 100, 150 miles an hour. And it was really, really intense adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I've been on one of those boats going 90, and
Yeah,
this is uncomfortable.
yeah, it is.
Can't imagine
It is.
going 150.
Yeah, but most business people really have something unusual about them. The people that really go big and really drill themselves to the limits are people that are taking a lot of risk. And this is almost like taking a risk a little bit.
Yeah,
So adrenaline is part of our rush.
love it. Have you gotten into pickleball yet?
Yes, definitely. We actually play right here in Miami Beach,
Okay.
and it's great. Great.
All right. Well, I definitely got to take you on.
Absolutely.
Play basketball.
We'll do it together.
Play
Absolutely.
basketball out there,
Absolutely.
guys. Antonio, if you were to give advice to a young entrepreneur that wants to get into business, what would you tell this person that they should work on, or what advice can you give them?
Have a plan. Work hard. Be fearless. Never give up. Believe in yourself. You're going to fall a lot, so continue rising. Fall 8 times, rise 9 times. But never give up. The most important thing that a winner never lose, a loser never quit. So the bottom line is you have to continue working hard. You have to believe in yourself and understand that failure is part of success. So if in some point you fail and the second time you fail, don't give up like it's permanent. Continue rising. You're going to be fine at the end.
Love that. So it's all about mindset and consistency.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
get more shots in it. Eventually,
Exactly.
things will play out.
And believe in yourself. Don't give up, because it's easy to just be influenced by other people around you and just continue moving from business to business. You have to focus on one business. You have to know the business very well. You have to study the business very well. And at some point, you're going to be fine. But just continue believing in yourself. Don't listen to the echo from the sides, because that's not going to help you.
I agree. And like I tell everybody, you got to work hard. Put in the time. I know I've seen some other videos of yours where you mentioned that too. And I've talked to a lot of successful entrepreneurs. One of the things they always mention is work hard.
Work hard. There is no free success. No one can make a lot of money by staying home and looking online and checking Instagram and YouTube all day long. You have to wake up in the morning. You have to grind super hard. If you don't put 10 or 15 hours a day of work, you're never going to make it. And I don't care what people say that you can just work smart and don't work hard. I don't know of any entrepreneur that made it big that worked smart and didn't work hard. It's just a fairy tale that people tell people.
Yeah.
You have to work super hard to make it big. Otherwise, you're never going to make it.
I agree. Another thing that I always tell people is, man, maybe find somebody that's where you want to be. And I even tell them, go offer to go work for them for free to learn from them.
Absolutely.
And another thing that I always mention people is get around like masterminds or groups where there's a lot of like-minded individuals. That's, for example, one thing that changed my business and my course in the real estate investing world, which is my, what I do for a living. So I definitely recommend work hard, consistent, have that mindset.
Surround yourself with the right people. The bottom line is look around you, look at the 5 people around you, and make sure these 5 people are super successful.
Yeah.
Because if you have 5 friends that all they want to do is drink beers and go party all day long, you're going to end up being the guy that drinking beer and party all day long. If you have 5 monsters around you that are making a lot of money, that keep growing, that want to open stores, hungry, they motivate you. You don't know any better, so you continue being like them and get a mentor. Why not? I have been plenty of mentors.
Yeah.
Till today, I keep looking at other successful people and say, I want to be like him.
Yep. Never stop learning and learning from your mentors. Man.
Exactly.
I love that. Hey, Antonio, I remember when we met years ago, you were big into real estate, buying a lot of properties in Southwest ranches and other luxury homes. Are you still actively?
Still super active. Yeah, super active. Always looking for a good deal, especially now that interest rate is super high. I believe the opportunity is right now. I also believe that when there's issues and interest rates are high and everything is suppressed and people are kind of, I call dead in their head. Mm-hmm. So I think this is when it's the time to attack. This is a good time to buy real estate right now. Find a way to maybe take short-term loans and buy what you need to buy. But eventually, this piece of real estate, as we know, in 10 years, is going to be double that it is right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I think right now, when the market is super, super uncomfortable, it's a time to attack. That's my personal opinion.
What type of real estate are you buying? Is it residential, commercial, luxury?
Residential and commercial. I do a lot of residential now. Now I play a lot in our neighborhood. We live in Palm Island, so we play a lot there. I bought a few houses there. The amount of energy you're putting into a $50,000 house into a $7 million house is the same energy, the same marketing, is the same setup basically. It's just that the profit and the reward at the end is way bigger. So I in my stage, I want to play big. So I just buy and sell houses, but in larger scales.
I like that. I actually, I was talking to another business person that he actually builds luxury houses in Fort Lauderdale, and he mentioned that when he sells a house between that $30 to $50 million range, is actually the buyers are easier to deal with than buying a $10, $15 million house. Because those people are still getting loans. The people buying at 30, 50 million,
they buy cash.
Buying cash.
Yeah, they're cash buyers. We see it in our island right now. Where we live right now, the prices are out of control. And I keep seeing that the houses are pretty much on the market couple of days and sold in couple of days. And I keep asking myself, who have that kind of $50 and $60 million? But it appears that these buyers are cash buyers. They come from New York, they come from LA, and they don't need loans. They don't argue too much. If they like your property, they'll buy it. The guys that are buying a $200,000 townhouse, they need to go through a loan. Need to go through approvals. It's hard. So believe it or not, that market is suffering. But I think the big market, which is very difficult to get into, but if you can get into a heavy market with a high price, I think the reward will really be.
Especially in South Florida, everybody wants to be in South Florida.
Exactly.
I truly feel that South Florida is now the mecca of the world.
Absolutely, 100%.
Traveling in Europe, and I would tell people, I'm from Miami. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
That's where we want to go.
Yeah.
That's where they want to move.
Miami.
So I honestly think that Miami is now the capital of the world.
It is. It is. A lot of incentives.
So for people that maybe want to do business with you and maybe bring you deals, you prefer luxury property.
Yes.
Okay.
But we look at every deal. Opportunity is opportunity. We look at every deal as long as there's a good return.
Okay.
As long as the area is right, and as long as we can sell it really fast or maybe rent it really fast, we will look at any deal. There's no deal that we're never going to look at. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a $20,000 house or a $2.5 million house, we will look at every deal.
Got it. What's like the median home price in Palm Island where you live at now?
10 million and up. So Palm Island now, an empty lot facing the water in Palm Island is 10 million. A house on Palm Island with a house is between 15 to 20 million starting point.
Got it.
So that's what we're playing right with. This the number.
I just saw that Rick Ross, did he buy it in the same island?
He did. He did.
He paid $38 million, and it looks like it's a good job.
Yep. That's they buying these houses, they knocking them down, and they putting another $20-30 million house. So South Florida is different. It's not the same South Florida we know. It's people play big over here, which is good for all of us.
Yeah, South Florida has grown so much, especially here where we're at in this neighborhood now, Wynwood. I remember this wasn't such a nice neighborhood
not at all
15 years ago.
Not at all. Wynwood is a dump. And now, thanks to a lot of influencers that came here and had a vision, Wynwood is beautiful now. I mean, obviously, I'm proud of what Miami did with the neighborhood.
I love it. Since we were talking about real estate and that you also buy real estate, how do you see the real estate market or the economy? Like, where do you think it's headed?
I'm super positive. My mindset for many years, people that know me knows that positive mental attitude is part of what I do. I see sometimes opportunities when things are going down a little bit. People usually get shy of buying and playing, and they get into their own skin and they don't move. I think Miami and Miami Beach and Fort Lauderdale and Doral and Kendall and all this area is a very unique place to live, and it's a very unique place to play. No one wants to live in New York anymore. We don't know what the next pandemic is going to be. We don't know. Now we live in a different world. It's not the world that we used to many years ago. So actually, high-rise buildings in New York are no longer in fashion. And right now, people want to live in houses. Miami, it's safe. We have Orlando for the kids. The restaurants are out of control. The people are nice. People are polite. There's a melting pot of Latinos and Europeans and Israelis and Italians and Greeks. Miami is a fun place to live. It's a great place to raise kids. If you look at the overall, and I live in LA also, if you look at the overall in the real estate between LA, New York, and Miami, I will gamble that in the next 20 years, Miami will pretty much eat everybody alive because the prices are still underpriced compared to the prices in New York and in LA. So if you're a young couple and you think that you're going to have a better future for your kids, I think invest in Miami. That's my personal opinion.
I totally agree. And not to mention, we have amazing weather. The weather here, it's not cold. You don't have to worry about it snowing.
No.
So it's a beautiful thing. We got beaches.
We got it all over here. We always need to open our eyes and look around. Miami has the Caribbeans, the food, the people. I love it over here. I lived almost 40 years. I will never go anywhere. I love this.
I love that. Antonio, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the next 5 years look for you?
We put a 5-year plan. First of all, my health. So number one, in my age, I'm 60 years old. I turned 60 a couple weeks ago.
You don't look 60.
Thank you so much. So in my age, the plans that you can do is short-term plan at this point. Because of your age, you need to say, how long do I want to continue grinding to make money? Okay. So what I'm doing right now is really not for the money. I do a lot of philanthropy. I help a lot of people. We build a lot of his houses. I'm part of an organization called Techo. Techo build houses for people in needs in South America. I'm part of the Habitat for Humanity, which is also building houses for people. And I'm getting more into philanthropy and more to help young entrepreneurs, help people in needs, try to fix the world in my end as much as possible. So the money I want to make for the next 5 years is pretty much to give it all away.
Okay.
But I'm never going to stop working. I'm the type of person that have to wake up in the morning and go to work. But we have plans to open 350 stores with 4,000 employees to be the largest flooring company in the country. And I guess I'm just going to give it all at the end, but just to do a lot of philanthropy, helping success. But part of success is giving all back. And if you can make a lot of money and give it back to people and give it and make someone else's life more happy, so that's what success is, in my opinion, not financially.
I agree, man. The best feeling in the world is when you're giving back.
Exactly.
People think, oh, it's making money. No. Make money, so then give it away.
Give it away.
That's the best feeling.
This is the best feeling.
And you're helping out.
Plus, you've been blessed to continue, making more money. If you're doing right by other people, the blessed is never going to leave you.
Oh, yeah. I know you're big into cars. I remember when I used to go visit you in the Southwest Ranches, you had your garage and your parking lot full of nice cars.
Yeah.
What's your favorite car now that you have, or maybe that you're looking to buy?
I've been driving Phantoms, Rolls-Royce Phantoms for the past 20 years. Since they came out, I've been driving Phantoms. So that was my number one car. I lived in Fort Lauderdale, so I had to have a driver if you want to have a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink and drive, so always have a driver with me. Ferraris, I'm a big Ferrari guy. I'm not really into Lamborghinis. Ferraris have a lot of history, so I'm still looking at a lot of Ferraris. Day to day, I drive a G-Wagon right now. I just go back and forth to work low-key. But I'm a car enthusiastic. I keep looking online every day, looking for Porsches, look at 911 twin turbos, look at all kind of cars. Cars, watches, clothing, shoes. These are men's toys. So men's that making it big always wants to spend it on toys. So I'm a big car enthusiastic, and boats also. So. And
what's your favorite Ferrari?
I will say the 599 was my favorite car ever. That I had the GTO. I had an F1 once. Now there's different cars. But I want to say a Ferrari, if you can have a garage full of Ferraris, is better than money in the bank, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Especially if they have a limited production.
Oh, my God. It's hard to get, and they're beautiful also.
I agree. Hey, you mentioned that you also like boats. We talked offline that you're looking to eventually now get into a yacht. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm shopping around now for, there's good prices on boats right now because the interest rate is so high, so not a lot of people buy the big crazy boat. I'm looking at between 90 to 100 foot yacht because I can park at home. I got the place to park at home. We want to do the captain and the crew and all this. So we're shopping around worldwide because these kind of yachts you can buy in different parts of the world. And my next boat's probably going to be, because I don't want to do too much maintenance, but my next boat's probably going to be between 80 to 100 foot yacht, so I can entertain, I can take some customers on it, family. You're welcome on my yacht always, as you know.
We'll definitely take you up.
Know each other many years. I would love to see you and your family on my boats.
And I really appreciate that. And Antonio, and I see that you're always around, you have a big influence, and you're always hanging around a lot of celebrities, and you have your friends, obviously they're your neighbors also. And I see you always in the People magazine.
Yeah.
How do you mix your business and your personal life? You do a lot of their floors, like.
Yeah, many years ago, my fiance now is a very famous actor. She's a Colombian actor. So through her, I met a bunch of people. I met a bunch of people in Colombia, a bunch of people in the U.S. But what I did many years ago is I reached out to a few celebrities, especially Latinos. Carlos Ponce, Adamari Lopez, Nicky Jam is my friend. I reached out to all my circle, and we do philanthropy together to see if we can help their foundation. And in between, I collaborate. Collaboration is the best way to get your name out there. Billboards on I-95, celebrities. I literally do celebrities' home with, I don't charge them anything. I go to their homes. We collaborate. They do posting for me. They help me in my business. And basically, my network now with celebrities, we have a couple hundred people that we know nationwide and actually worldwide. We recently met Arnold Schwarzenegger. We recently did some, we tried to help the Miami soccer team through David Beckham, that we met him recently. So the network of reaching out to celebrities is always a great message out there. And plus, the reward is great. So instead of spending money on advertising, you just collaborate with the right people. And now, not only that they became my friends, we also collaborate together. So we do philanthropy. I'm now trying to build some houses of people that other people are involved with. So it's a great, great family to be in.
Love that. Antonio, how did the first 5 years in your flooring business look like? If you could go more into detail on how that
Bobby, super difficult. So the first 5 years, it's a new interest, it's a new industry. I'm not familiar with the flooring business at all. I came from the perfume business many years. Now I'm into the lumber business.
Why did you pick wood floors?
A friend of a friend, I was doing a lot of, besides perfumes, I was doing a lot of deals here and there. And I was getting involved a lot of buying small businesses and flipping the businesses and getting some different merchandising. A friend of a friend called me one day and he told me, I got 10 containers of flooring. I said, I don't know what flooring is. He said, flooring is what you cover people's homes. They have laminate flooring and vinyl flooring and hardwood flooring. It's a great business to be in. I thought it was the most horrible business to be in because I thought to myself, who buys flooring?
Yeah.
Who do you sell flooring to? What do? You open a flooring store. It's a piece of wood. Well, how do you convince people to buy wood? I came from the world of merchant, so I didn't really know how to do this. I bought the 5 containers and I sold them to a guy in Trinidad. My first 5 containers went to Trinidad. These guys called back and said, hey, can you get more of it? I went back to the same people. I bought 4 more. Then they canceled the deal on me, so I got stuck with 5 containers. So the first $60,000 that I made, I kind of lost because my people didn't want to buy them. I started reaching out to different buyers, to different lumber yards nationwide. And literally one customer at the time, one supplier at a time, 6 years and 7 years, we start making a little money. The first $100,000 I made was 6 years ago, and then that grew to $200,000. And a year later, we started doing $500,000. And then from there on, the industry knew that there's a guy in Florida that buy big deals. If you have a big deal that you want to get rid of, including Home Depot and Lowe's, they will call Antonio in Miami. Antonio will buy any flooring, any color. The guy's a liquidator. He'll pay you cash. He'll pay you in advance. He doesn't ask too many questions, doesn't give you a hard time. So I start buying this $50,000 and $100,000 and $500,000 and $1 million, and now we're doing deals in the $5 and the $10 million. So we created the name. It took many, many years, but the first 5 years was, I can say that the first 5 years was pretty much, let's quit every day. Every morning I woke up, I said, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to go out of business. I'm going to lose everything I made. But the power of determination and the power of willpower and believe in yourself, keep falling, keep rising, it pays off at the end. But you really, really have to be fearless, which is what came from me from the Israeli military. Fearless, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to really not take any advice from anybody else around you, because the people around you will help you to quit very, very fast by giving you the wrong advices. So believe in yourself, advise yourself, take your own advice, keep grinding hard, and you're going to be fine. But you're going to have to work super hard in order to make it. Otherwise, you're never going to make it.
It's funny you mentioned the word fearless. I've read multiple books and I've talked to different entrepreneurs, and they mention that they're fearless. And I feel that that's a trait you need to have to be successful. And not only that, to take your business to the next level.
Fear nothing. Fear nothing. Wake up positive. Fear nothing. Believe in yourself. And, fear is a state of mind. Fear doesn't even exist. Majority of people I call it dead in their head. They go through a story that didn't work, or they saw their dad didn't do well, or an uncle didn't do well, or a friend that just bankrupt. And they take that story and they believe that this is the next story. Believe in yourself. Fearless, that means you go all in on every single hand. You literally playing poker in Las Vegas, and every hand, you go all in. Every single hand. No matter what, you just go all in. Eventually, you're going to win. So that's life, and business is not, is not a hobby. You have to believe in yourself. And if you're fearless, I believe you can get good results.
Good. Antonio, for example, in my business, I know the hardest part is obviously the people. Finding good, talented people to bring to your organization and market. Is that
also location figure. Absolutely. In all industries, to find the right team is almost like having the basketball team. To put together a team like the Miami Heat that we have 7-8 years ago with Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Wayne Wade. This happened to be a mistake that worked. And to build a team that the winning team, you have to bring the best, and you have to pay in the best. You have to bring knowledgeable people. But the most important thing is that these guys need to be team players. They need to know that they play to the team. They're not paid to themselves. They're not going to get rewarded with themselves. They have to follow the owner. And if Bobby, for example, is the team leader, they have to follow the rules of regulation and the belief system of the organization. And then if you build the right lead, the sky's the limit. But you need to have a good army in order to win a war. If you don't have the right army, you're never going to win. So every business needs the right team. And that's what I'm going to right now. And it's super difficult to recruit the right people because they want to do it themselves. So you have to be a good leader to convince them to follow you.
Yeah.
And that's the pressure is pretty much on you more than that.
I think it's also important that you got to have the culture in your organization. They want to come and work for you. And another thing that I always tell a lot of younger entrepreneurs is make sure you're hiring off for personality. They got to have a good personality. They got to fit the core values of a lot of them, because eventually, skill could be taught. Personality and intent.
Absolutely.
So, Antonio, I want to thank you again for coming out and being a guest.
My pleasure, Bobby. Anytime, of course.
In my eyes, man, you're the true definition of the American dream.
Thank you, sir.
It's incredible. You came in the 90s with nothing, and look where you are now, man.
Yes, sir.
Really,
Yes, sir.
I look up to everything that you're doing and keep crushing it.
Thank you. And I'm proud of you, Bobby. I know your story also from the beginning. You know, I know you for many, many years. I remember you being super young when you just started the whole thing with real estate many years ago through friends and family that we know. And I'm proud of you and your achievement and your success. I'm following you on Instagram. I see everything you're doing. And I keep saying, this is my boy. I'm super proud of you to see how you do it very well.
Appreciate that.
Really proud of you, Bob.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Antonio, if anybody wants to connect with you, if possibly they have any, they want to do any business with you with the wood floor business or even real estate transactions, what's the best way for them to connect with you? Is it Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, Antonio Sustiel, Flooring King. We can also put my phone number. Anybody that wants to call us, any advice you guys need, any investment you got, any business venture you want to do, reach out to me, flooringking.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm wide open to everybody. I'm here to support. I'm here to help. I don't know if we'll do business or not, but I'll always give the right advice and we'll always collaborate with anybody that shows up.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you again for coming through.
My pleasure.
Take care,
Thank
guys.
you, Bobby.